Hello, this is Marion Davenport with the League of Women Voters of Portland, and you are watching the Video Voters Guide or listening to our podcast. We are here today to talk with candidates running in the November 8th, 2022 general election. We are grateful for the support of the Carol and Velma Sailing Foundation, the League of Women Voters of Portland Education Fund, the Weiss Foundation, and our media partner, Metro East Community Media. With me today is Hoa Nguyen, running for Oregon State House of Representatives District 48, which covers the Powellhurst-Gilbert neighborhood of Southeast Portland and parts of North Clackamas. Welcome, Ms. Nguyen. Please tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're running for this position.
Hi, and thank you for having me here today. My name is Hoa Nguyen, and I am a second-generation Vietnamese American daughter of refugee parents. I was the first in my family to be born in the United States. And in Vietnamese, I'm referred to as the Chị Hai in my family, which translates to oldest daughter. And that meant that I had to take on many responsibilities as a kid to help my parents and siblings. My lived experiences informs my current work as a leader in my community. And for the past 20 years, I have worked in nonprofits and schools around program development, community organizing, and youth and family advocacy. In the last few years, my work has focused on chronic absenteeism, which is often linked to poverty, homelessness, mental health, and discipline with the most underserved students in our district. In my career, I have developed relationships with hundreds of students, parents, teachers, and educational leaders. Since being elected to the David Douglas School Board in 2021, I have expanded my work in education. I am a seasoned professional with deep roots in my community and relationships from years of civic leadership roles. My experience as a bilingual bicultural educator gives me a perspective that is needed in Salem. Throughout my career, I have navigated complex systems and created positive change for our youth and families in our public schools and social service agencies. I understand that in order to improve our education system, we need to work on improving the supporting infrastructures like housing, mental health, community safety, and transportation to help our communities thrive. I have a proven record of advocating and fighting for access for those who are underserved, which is a benefit to everyone.
Thank you. Do you support or oppose the gun safety measure 114, on the November ballot? And please explain your answer.
I support Measure 114 because we need to do more to ensure gun safety and responsible gun ownership. Having worked in public schools for many years, I understand the need to keep our community safe from gun violence, especially our children. Measure 114 will not solve the complex issues around gun violence, nor will it make up for the lives that were lost due to gun violence. However, Measure 114 will put us in the direction of creating a safer community. Requiring gun safety training for the purchase of firearms is a common sense. Guns are dangerous in the wrong person's hands, but taking these precautions allows us to mitigate some of that danger. Also, we know our police forces are understaffed, so expecting them to complete a background check within 3 days is simply unrealistic. Measure 114 ensures that no one can purchase a gun until passing a background check, which is critical. Passage of this measure will also prohibit the sale of ammunition, magazines of more than 10 rounds, and 9 other states have now enacted similar laws as a response to the rise of mass shootings in our country. This is a national crisis, and Oregon must do our part.
You are listening to the League of Women Voters Portland Video Voters Guide interview and podcast with Ms. Hoa Nguyen, who is running for Oregon State House of Representatives, District 48. What steps, if any, should the legislature take to address the climate emergency and its impact on Oregonians?
Well, after 2 decades as a youth advocate in public education, I know that climate justice is the #1 issue that youth in Oregon cares about. It is important that as leaders, we uplift the values of our young voices and provide a better future for them. We can address climate change in a myriad of ways, but I am most interested in addressing climate change and its impact with students, family, schools in my community in House District 48. House District 48 has one of the highest traffic fatalities, especially along the Powers-Gilbert neighborhood. Meanwhile, transportation contributes to 40% of carbon emissions in our state. We need to invest in multimodal modes of transportation that are safe for the environment and our constituents. Investing in initiatives like safe routes to school for our students and expanding transit access will have a double benefit, providing one path towards fighting climate change, plus giving students more options to getting to school safely. Lack of reliable transportation is a top reason for chronic absenteeism in our state. With increased wildfires, heat waves, droughts, and changing weather patterns, it has created a toll on agriculture and rural communities, such as in North Clackamas and House District 48. The state legislature needs to continue to commit funding to major climate action and resilience. We need to prepare and declare a state of emergency in the face of the climate crisis to keep our community safe, especially providing support to communities who are most at risk.
What more could Oregon do to help people move into safe and stable housing?
Well, the truth is, many Oregonians are only a paycheck away from homelessness. I mean, including myself as a working educator in our community. Addressing housing in our community is a multi-layered issue, which includes economic stability, education, mental health, and healthcare in the neighborhoods and environments we live in. We need to address housing needs through health and community-related services by creating access with crisis and prevention support. The real question is, how can we break the vicious cycle of poverty? It is possible if we can create systems that are meant to serve everyday working people, systems that don't keep people in debt and offer access to education, transportation, livable wage jobs, childcare, healthcare, and basic needs. Unfortunately, solving the housing crisis doesn't have a one-size-fits-all magic bullet. It is a complex issue that requires long-term solutions and holistic approaches. If we truly want to solve this crisis, we must put in the time to address the root causes.
Thank you, Ms. Nguyen. This concludes our video voters guide and podcast interview of Ms. Hoa Nguyen, running for Oregon State House of Representatives, District 48. Election day is Tuesday, November 8th. Be sure to inform yourself about the candidates and exercise your right to vote. Thank you for joining.